Good morning, everyone. The uh, topic of today's lecture is the plant kingdom, seedless vascular plants. So this is the first of the kingdom will study in this semester, and the seedless vascular plants are one step of the evolution to the flowering plants and are divided to two groups, and these include the lycophytes and ferns. So lycophytes are the group of the mosses and are further divided to coolworts, spikemoses, and mosses. And the ferns are also divided to three subgroups like whisk ferns, horsetails, and true ferns. So most of you probably are only familiar with the true ferns because they are more common and can be easily identified. So however, because of the diversity, let's go through all the classes. So and we will start with the true ferns or phylum Pteridophyta, and this is how the ferns, most of the ferns look. And this is a sporophyte, so they have a stem and megaleaves, and also the rhizomes and roots are on the ground. So these ferns usually are no more than 1 meter height, and they like shadow and usually seen in forests and also in swamps because they also require water for reproduction, or at least moisture. So and ferns usually are commonly used as a decorative purposes, as a plant, as a room plants, because they don't require much maintenance and also can survive the shade, so they can survive in the absence of the direct sunlight. So that is why they don't require much effort to support. So the life cycle of the fern starts with the sporophyte, and sporophyte has a special sori located under the underside of the front, that is actually the main part of the body of the sporophyte. And then this sori will when the spores will when the spores are ready, they will rupture and shed the spores that will spread with the wind. So these spores will when spores will find a moisture soil or rock or crack, they will develop to the gametophore that is called prothallus. The shape is a heart shape, and this prothallus has rhizoids to anchor to the soil, and um, produce archegonium and antheridium. So archegonium with one egg, that is a female reproductive pod, and antheridium is a male reproductive pod, and uh, Archiridium will produce a large amount of the sperm cells that are flagellated and can move in water, so they will move to the egg cell and fertilize egg. Then zygote will be produced, and that zygote will develop to the sporophyte, and this sporophyte eventually will uh, will be independent from the uh, gametophyte and will develop to a new uh, sporophyte. That is a main part of the ferns and is usually recognized because this actually thallus is several millimeters size, so cannot be easily found. But this usually see can be seen, and uh, most of the time we see the sporophyte part of the ferns. So this is a life cycle of the sporophyte ferns, and almost the same life cycle is in moses as well. So the types of the ferns can be seen are very different. For example, there are some ferns that look like a whisk, for example. So, like we usually use whisk to prepare an omelette, like I did, for example, with this whisk. Uh, Seen. So, like for example, I use this whisk to prepare an omelette today at the morning for the breakfast. So, and like and some ferns look like a whisk, so and actually can be used instead of the whisk if you don't have a stainless steel one, so you can actually find a whisk fern and use it instead. So, and the other ferns will look like scoring rushes. These are actually horsetails, and these are also very handy in the kitchen because if you actually don't have a, uh, a scoring rush like this to clean a bottle, so then, for example, and the pharmaceutical chemistry or technology, so then, or even pharmacognosy, you can use hostels firms to clean the dishes. That is why the firms actually are very useful plants and can be easily utilized at home. So uh, then also we have what do you think? What is this? Can you see the picture?
Yes, I can see, but I don't know what is it.
But what do you think?
It it belongs to Ferns family.
Uh, yes, but like, uh, what do you think about this plant
In which aspect?
aspect?
Yeah, like in which aspect of
I I mean, does it resemble something to you? Have you seen it before?
I don't think so. No.
No? Sure. Look at this. green, and needles here.
Yeah, I've seen, doctor. I've seen this type of leaves before.
Where?
Uh, just in public places, I guess.
In public places?
Yeah,
When? When have you seen that?
I don't actually remember where or when, but I think I've seen this type of leaves.
Okay, someone else? So what do you think? What is the name of this plant?
It's not the Russian Yulka, no? No.
Yolka, so Christmas tree.
Yeah, it's Christmas tree.
Christmas tree, okay.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
uh, so do you agree?
I
Anyone
guess
also?
it's a young Christmas tree.
Okay, so it's young, it's small Christmas tree, it's not yet large.
Ah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Everyone agrees?
No, doctor. I think they have the same leaves, but the yellow top is not the same in the Christmas tree.
Okay, so indeed it is not a Christmas tree, it is a club Moses. See? It's
Yeah,
phylum
yeah.
phylum Lycopodiophyta club Moses. But the look is very close to the Christmas tree.
Yeah, they look very same.
So that is why many people, when see this first time, they think it is a small Christmas tree, so baby Christmas tree. But actually, it is a type of the mosses. So mosses, and this particular actually club mosses because at night they go to the club to dance.
So it's not Fern family.
Uh,
Fern family
n- uh,
doesn't belong to Fern.
no, it's actually it's not fern, but it's close to the fern. It's moss, so it is another phylum. Like uh, one moment, I will show you. So here it's still seedless vascular plants, like, but so they are divided to lycophytes and ferns.
Lycophytes.
So
Uh-huh,
it's
lycophyte.
actually lycophytes, but lycophytes is actually mosses. So lycophytes is the Latin name for the mosses. So and this is actually a club Moses, this one. So and club Moses are actually go to dance with the during the night. That is why they called club Moses. So
So where they usually grow?
they grew usually in the moisture places near the lakes and rivers, on the shore of the rivers, and in forests as well. So, like any mosses, I think I will show you actually this. I have another picture, so to show you what mosses usually look like. So this one. So this is very beautiful one. So in real world, this can look like this. So mosses may look like this.
Okay, so this forest is full of that plant.
Yes, it's like
Yeah,
green, and actually see the color is very bright because of
yeah,
the
yeah. In the
sunlight.
lights, it looks like light green near to the yellow.
Yes, and almost like in the fairy tale.
Yeah, yeah, it's very beautiful.
So uh, and so the and the these plants actually have a same structure, and then spike mosses also. Spike mosses. also in the same phylum, Lycopodiophyta. So and then quillworts are the most ugly, but still can be uh, can be uh, cultivated as so to obtain a protein. So actually, these are rich in protein. So and these are not very common, uh, not very common plants, and usually uh, they they share the common features like the reproduction by spores and also the vascular tissues, like they have um, uh, the xylem and phloem. So xylem for the water transfer and phloem for the carbohydrate transfer. So and these are the common features of these plants. And nowadays they are not so common on the surface of the earth. So about 100 species, I think, no, not more than 100 species in most countries. So and but at Palaiso era, they were very popular, and they covered almost everything because the the amount of the carbon dioxide was much higher in the air than it is now. So they could produce photosynthesis very efficiently, and the uh, why we know about that is that most of the coal that is hidden in the uh, underground and we mine now is produced from the remnants of the ferns and mosses. So and some of them were very large, like the size of the tree, and had a massive stem. So and also the roots, the deep roots, and some ancient ferns uh, uh, may like were very large in size. So and but unfortunately they didn't survive. Uh, uh, so we only can suppose how they look like uh, based on the coal footprints. So and but still we mine the coal, and most of the electricity that uh, is produced from the coal burning rather than the like other sources of energy. So that is why ferns are still very important, even though they almost disappeared. So like many of them are extinctive plants, and some of them are used as a medicinal uh, for, but it's very hard to find them. So for the medicinal plants, it's hard to find them because they are almost extinctive, and they are like the shade. So you have to go deep to the forest to be able uh, to collect one. So uh, they usually are not seen on open surfaces. So this is all for today. And any questions uh, on this topic? So seedless vascular plants uh, and mosses and ferns.
Yeah, just about mosses, if they are seedless. Why did we see that in the picture? There is some seeds.
This is not a seed, it is a spore. So seed is different from the spore, that it doesn't have an embryo, and also the shell is absent, so and there is no fruit. So usually seeds, and there is no any covering. Uh, so this is not uh, so so this is as like only small cell, that is the purpose of it is to produce a gametophyte. So but in so seed is actually should be already fertilized and is ready for the growth. So it's a uh, and they usually have an embryo that helps to grow, and also shell that protects. So this is absent in the spore, and spores are just to spread. And there are a lot of a large number, and usually the ferns will produce a large number of spores, because not all of them will survive. In fact, only very small amount of them will survive, because of or will not meet the conditions to grow, because they require water and moisture. Uh, so seeds are actually usually survive better because they have better protection, but usually plants, flowering plants, make less amount of seeds, like uh, if comparing with the number of the spores.
And I guess that spore spore plants like mosses, they are growing much faster than seeds plant.
For
Or
the
not?
growth, same speed of the growth is the same, because they
Okay.
use uh, same cell division, same tissues. So the difference is only in reproduction method. So, but everything else is actually structure is the same. So
So
transfer.
it doesn't affect anything, seed or spores. It doesn't affect the pace of growing.
Yes, it doesn't affect the plant itself, only the way it reproductive way, because the spores can be only spread by the wind and require water for the germination. So, but seeds can germinate without water, so that allows them to grow in deserts, for example, where there is no water at all. But ferns, you cannot see them in deserts, because the spores will not survive, so they will not grow without water.
Great, thank you, Doctor.
So that is why the flowering plants with the seeds, they have more diversity, and they can be found everywhere in the on the planet. So this is like a next step in the evolution of the ferns. So, but ferns, they actually they don't cover all the surface of the planet.
It's like mosses are closer to algae, and plants with flowers are more evolved. Like they appear just recently. But but moss is like when the planet was covered in water, and when the water start to when the not earth but the ground start to appear, the first plants that appeared are moss.
Yes, that's true. The from the if we look at the uh, historical, like the life of the earth, uh, plants appeared first, before the animals. So, and then one of the first plants, they were like they use spores for reproduction. So this is like, and then they evolved. So and as a way of the evolution, and they made a flowering plants. So flowering plants, they not just appeared from anywhere. So they evolution from the previous, so more primitive plants like the mosses and ferns. So like and actually all the types of the plants, so they are just evolution, a long way of the evolution of the plants. So we will get to that question later when we talk about the classification of the plants. Okay, I think that is all for today, and thank you for attending the lecture, and see you in 2 weeks.
For our group number 3, we will have